The office was quiet, until one loud laugh cut through the air. Mr. Carter's laugh. Everyone turned. Eli froze. Mr. Carter held Eli's wrist up in the air like a joke. "Look at this," Mr. Carter shouted. "This thing you call a watch?" The cheap silver watch on Eli's wrist shook. The strap was worn. The glass was scratched. But it was the only thing his father left him. Eli's face went pale. "Sir, please, let go," Eli whispered. Mr. Carter smirked. "How much is this? $5? Maybe less? My shoelaces cost more than this toy." People at the office tried not to stare. Some looked away. Some silently shook their heads. Then it happened. The watch slipped from Eli's wrist. Clack! It hit the marble floor. The glass cracked more. Eli quickly knelt down, hands shaking, eyes filling with tears. He picked it up like it was made of gold. "Sir, please, this watch is important to me," Eli said. His voice trembled. Mr. Carter rolled his eyes. "Important?" He mocked. "You are an office helper, Eli. You clean tables. You bring tea. You think anyone cares about your cheap watch?" He leaned closer and said, loud enough for others to hear. "Remember this. Poor people like you should watch the time, or you'll lose the only thing you have. Your job." Eli swallowed hard. He looked at the floor. He held the broken watch in his hand, like it was his heart. If you were in his place, what would you do? Eli lived in a small one-room house with his mother. The ceiling leaked when it rained. The fan made noise when it turned. But every morning, he cleaned his shoes, combed his hair, and looked at one thing before leaving. His watch. It was his father's last gift before he died. "Time is all we have, son," his father had said, placing the watch in his hand. "We are poor. We can't buy people. We can't buy respect. But we can be on time. We can be honest. That is our richness." Eli never forgot those words. He couldn't buy a new watch. He could barely pay his mother's medicine bill. So even though the strap was old, he wore it with pride. That morning, he had reached the office early, like always. He had already cleaned the glass doors, wiped the tables, and set the meeting room. Then Mr. Carter came. Tall. Expensive suit. Shining shoes. A gold watch on his wrist that looked like it could pay Eli's rent for years. He walked in, talking loudly on the phone about $1 million deal. When he cut the call, his eyes fell on Eli's wrist. That's when the mocking started. Now, after the humiliation, Eli stood in the pantry alone. He ran his thumb over the cracked glass of his watch. His eyes burned. "Baba. I'm trying," he whispered in his heart. "I'm trying to be on time. I'm trying to be good. Why am I still treated like this?" His phone buzzed. It was a message from his mother. "Beta, did you eat? Don't skip lunch. Heart suit." Eli smiled sadly. He couldn't tell her how his day was going. She already had enough worries. He put the watch back on, even though it hurt him to see the crack. Just then, Mr. Carter's voice echoed from the hallway. "Eli. Where are you? Come here." Eli quickly wiped his face and rushed out. "Yes, sir," he said, trying to sound normal. Mr. Carter checked his own gold watch and said, "Tonight is important. A very big client is visiting. Mr. Raymond. Multimillionaire. If this deal works, our company changes. My life changes." He pointed a finger at Eli. "You will stay late and wait in the lobby. He's coming at 7 p.m. sharp. If anything goes wrong, if he has to wait even 1 minute." He narrowed his eyes. "You're finished here. Understand?" Eli's heart dropped. He had promised to take his mother to the clinic that evening. But he also knew he couldn't lose this job. "Yes, sir," Eli replied softly. "I will be here. I won't be late." Mr. Carter smirked. "With that broken toy?" he said, looking at Eli's watch again. "Don't worry. I will show you what a real watch looks like tonight." He lifted his wrist proudly. The gold watch shined under the office lights. Eli looked at his own cracked one. He lowered his arm and whispered to himself, "Please don't fail me today, Baba." As he turned away, his watch ticked quietly. Tick, tick, tick. He didn't know that today, this cheap watch would reveal a truth that would shake Mr. Carter's world. Evening. Dark clouds gathered above the city. By 6 p.m., most staff had left. Lights turned off, one by one. The office became quiet, almost empty. Only a few computers glowed in the dark. Eli was still there. He wiped the lobby chairs again. He checked the water jug. He made sure the door glass was spotless. He looked at his watch. 6:10 p.m. He had not eaten since lunch. His stomach growled softly, but he ignored it. In his pocket, his phone buzzed again. "Mom, when are you coming? Doctor said come early if possible." Eli typed slowly. "I have to stay late today, Amma. I'll try to come after. He didn't send a sad emoji. He didn't want her to worry more. Just then, the elevator doors opened. Mr. Carter walked out with his laptop bag. Sir? Eli asked, surprised. Are you going home? For a bit, Mr. Carter said. I'll be back before the client arrives. He checked his gold watch. It showed 5:20 p.m. Eli frowned and looked at his own. 6:20 p.m. Sir, Eli said carefully, my watch says 6:20. Maybe. Mr. Carter laughed. Oh, please. Don't tell me my watch is wrong. This watch costs more than your entire life, Eli. People like you, he said, his tone sharp, should not try to correct people like me. Eli's face turned red. I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Carter waved his hand carelessly. You wait downstairs, he ordered. Stand near the gate. When Mr. Raymond comes, open the door, greet him, and call me. I'll be just 10 minutes away. Okay, sir, Eli said quietly. He walked to the main entrance. Outside, it had started to rain. The security guard, an older man named Yusuf, looked at him with sympathy. Beta, why are you still here? Yusuf asked. Big client is coming, Eli replied. Mr. Carter told me to wait. In this rain? Yusuf said. At least stand under the shade. Eli nodded and stood just inside the gate, where some water still blew in with the wind. He held the gate handle with one hand and clutched the file with the client's papers in the other. Raindrops hit his shoes and pants. He looked at his watch again. 6:40 p.m. His hands were getting cold. If you were Eli, standing at that gate, hungry, wet and scared, would you still wait? Inside a nearby cafe, just a few streets away, Mr. Carter laughed loudly with a friend. 2 coffee cups on the table. His blazer hung on the chair. He was relaxed. I deserve a break before the big deal, he said. Everything is under control. He checked his gold watch again. It still showed 5:40 p.m. He didn't notice anything wrong. The second hand was not moving. The battery had died an hour ago. But Mr. Carter trusted his expensive watch more than anything else. His phone buzzed. It was Eli. Sir, it's almost 7 p.m. The client might reach any moment, Eli said, voice shaking. Mr. Carter frowned and looked at his watch. What nonsense, Eli. It's only 5:45. Learn to read time before you call me, he snapped. Sir, my watch says. I don't care what your village watch says. Mr. Carter shouted. You just do your job. Wait there. Don't disturb me again. He cut the call. His friend raised an eyebrow. Harsh, he said. Mr. Carter shrugged. People like him are used to it. If he can't handle a little scolding, he should not work in my office. Outside the building, the rain grew heavier. Water ran down Eli's neck. His shirt stuck to his skin. He looked at his cracked watch again. 6:55 p.m. His heart beat fast. What if the client thought the company didn't care? What if he left? What if Mr. Carter really fired him? At exactly 7 p.m., headlights appeared in the distance. A black car stopped in front of the gate. Eli stepped forward, opened the gate, and bowed slightly. Good evening, sir, he said. His voice was soft but respectful. Welcome to Carter Group. The back door opened. A man in his late 50s stepped out. No flashy suit. Simple, neat clothes. Kind eyes. He held an umbrella, but still got a little wet as he stepped down. I am Raymond, he said. I believe Mr. Carter is expecting me? Yes, sir, Eli said. Please come in. He will be here soon. Eli held the umbrella over Mr. Raymond, letting the rain fall on himself instead. As they walked inside, Mr. Raymond looked at Eli's wrist. That watch, he said gently. It's an old model. Where did you get it? Eli looked at him, surprised that someone noticed. My father gave it to me, sir, he replied. It's not working perfectly anymore. It's cracked. But, it's the most precious thing I own. Mr. Raymond smiled softly. He lifted his own sleeve. On his wrist was a watch that looked almost the same. Old. Simple. But well cared for. Sometimes, Mr. Raymond said, the cheapest watches hold the most expensive memories. Eli's eyes filled with tears again. Please wait in the lobby, sir, he said, his voice shaky. I will inform Mr. Carter right now. He quickly called Mr. Carter again. Sir, he is here. Mr. Raymond is here, Eli said. He's sitting in the lobby. Mr. Carter looked at his dead watch again. It still showed 6 p.m. He sighed. This boy, he muttered. Still doesn't know time. Into the phone he snapped. I told you not to lie to me. I know the time. If he really is there, then keep him busy. If you mess this up, you're fired. He hung up again. Eli froze. He looked at Mr. Raymond, who was now sitting calmly in the chair, watching him. How was he supposed to keep him busy? How long would he have to wait? Eli's watch ticked to 7:10 p.m. Eli took a deep breath. He didn't know that Mr. Raymond had heard every word of that last phone call. And now he had made a decision. A decision that would change everything for both Eli and Mr. Carter. The lobby was quiet. Only the sound of rain outside. Mr. Raymond sat in the chair, hands folded, watching Eli carefully. "You look worried," Mr. Raymond said gently. Eli hesitated. "I'm fine, sir," he lied. "Would you like tea or coffee?" Mr. Raymond smiled. "Tea would be nice." Eli rushed to the pantry. As he made tea, his heart raced. He thought, if Mr. Carter arrives late, if this meeting fails, he will blame me. He will fire me. Amma, what will I tell her? His hand shook and a little tea spilled. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath and whispered, "Baba, help me. Please." He served the tea carefully. "Thank you," Mr. Raymond said. He took a sip, then looked straight at Eli. "Tell me honestly," Mr. Raymond said. "How long have you been waiting at that gate?" Eli bit his lip. "Since 6 o'clock, sir," he answered. "Mr. Carter told me you would come at 7 p.m. I didn't want to be late." "And Mr. Carter?" Raymond asked. "Sir." Eli swallowed. "Where is he right now?" Raymond's voice was calm, but his eyes were sharp. Eli looked down. I don't know, sir," he said. "He said he would be here. I'm sure he's on his way." Mr. Raymond watched Eli's hands. They were still shaking. He glanced at the old watch on Eli's wrist. Right then, the elevator dinged. The doors opened. Mr. Carter rushed out, hair a bit messy, shirt slightly untucked from running. He forced a big smile on his face. "Mr. Raymond. So sorry to keep you." Then he stopped. The digital clock on the wall behind the reception desk glowed. 7:35 p.m. He froze. For the first time, he realized. His gold watch was dead. His face went pale. "Sir, I can explain," he started. Mr. Raymond slowly stood up. "No need," he said. His voice was calm, but it carried power. "I already understand." He turned to Eli. "How long have I been here?" Raymond asked. Eli looked at the clock. "About 35 minutes, sir," he said softly. Mr. Carter's throat went dry. "Sir, there was some traffic and—" Mr. Raymond held up a hand. "Mr. Carter," he said, "I heard your call with Eli." Mr. Carter's eyes widened. "I heard you shout at him. I heard you accuse him of lying. I heard you mock his watch. This cheap watch." He looked at Eli's wrist again. Some staff who stayed late were now standing at the doorway, watching. Mr. Carter tried to smile. "Sir, with all respect, he is just an office boy. You shouldn't trust his words over mine. There must be some confusion." "Confusion?" Raymond repeated. "Let me clear it then." He raised his arm and showed his own wrist. "This is the same model of watch Eli is wearing," he said. "My father gave it to me when I was young. It cost almost nothing. But it taught me something priceless." He stepped closer to Mr. Carter. "Time," he said quietly, "does not respect money. It respects discipline." Mr. Carter's face turned red. "Sir, You were late," Raymond cut in. "Not 5 minutes. Not 10. 35 minutes late to your own meeting. Your worker was here before time. He stood in the rain for me. He welcomed me. He made me tea." He looked at Eli with warmth. "He treated me like a king," Raymond said. "While you, Mr. Carter, treated him like dirt." Silence filled the lobby. You could almost hear Mr. Carter's heart pounding. "Sir, this deal," Mr. Carter stuttered, "is cancelled," Raymond said simply. It was like a slap. "What?" Mr. Carter whispered. "Sir, please. This deal is important. We prepared everything. My team." "You mock the very person who keeps this building running," Raymond said, pointing at Eli. "If this is how you treat your staff, how will you treat your partners when you think they are weaker than you?" He shook his head. "I don't do business with men who worship gold, but cannot respect people." Mr. Carter's eyes filled with panic. "Please, Mr. Raymond. I beg you. Give me one more chance. It was one mistake." "One mistake," Raymond said. "Eli, was this the first time he spoke to you like this?" Eli looked down. His silence was the answer. Raymond turned back to Mr. Carter. "I will take my investment somewhere else," Raymond said. "Somewhere people like Eli are respected." He took a business card from his pocket and handed it to Eli. "Son," he said, "if you ever want a job, call this number. People like you are the future. Not people like him." Eli's hands shook as he took the card. His eyes filled with tears. Sir, thank you, he whispered. Raymond smiled. Keep that watch safe, he said softly. Your father would be proud of you. With that, he walked out. The door closed behind him. The sound echoed like a final judgment. The next morning, the whole office knew. The $1 million deal was gone. Mr. Carter was called into a board meeting. They had seen the lobby CCTV. They had heard Raymond's side. They had watched Mr. Carter arrive late, rushing, then begging. By afternoon, Mr. Carter walked out of the meeting room with a blank face. He had lost his position. No more CEO title. No more big bonus. His share of the company was cut. He sat alone in his glass cabin. He looked at his gold watch lying dead on the table. For the first time, it looked useless to him. He picked it up, then looked at the door. There stood Eli, holding a file, nervous. Come in, Mr. Carter said quietly. Eli stepped inside. Yes, sir. Mr. Carter looked tired. Much older than yesterday. Eli, he said, voice low. I'm sorry. Eli blinked, not sure he heard right. I was wrong, Mr. Carter continued. About the watch. About you. About everything. He took a deep breath. I thought money made me better than others. I thought this, he lifted the gold watch, made my time more valuable than yours. But yesterday, time slapped me in the face. He looked at Eli's cracked watch. I broke your watch, he said. I broke your pride. I broke your trust. He opened a drawer and took out a small box. I can't fix everything, he said. But I want to start somewhere. He pushed the box toward Eli. Eli opened it slowly. Inside was a new watch. Not gold. Not flashy. Simple. Strong strap. Clear glass. I don't want to replace your father's gift, Mr. Carter said. Nothing can replace that. But maybe, use this for work. So you don't have to worry about being late again. Eli stared at the watch. Tears pooled in his eyes. Sir. I don't know what to say. Mr. Carter looked at the floor. The board has taken away many things from me, he said. But they gave me one more chance to stay here in a smaller role, and fix my mistakes. He gave a weak smile. They also promoted you, he added. Eli's head snapped up. Promoted me? He repeated. Yes, Mr. Carter nodded. You are now the office supervisor. Better salary. Better position. You earned it with your hard work, your honesty, and your time. Eli's lips trembled. Sir, thank you, he whispered. I never wanted bad for you. I just wanted respect. Mr. Carter's eyes turned glassy. I know, he said. And that's what makes you richer than me, Eli. He stood up and did something no one expected. He held out his hand. Eli hesitated, then shook it. In that small handshake, years of pride, hurt, and distance started to melt a little. That night, Eli walked home. The street was busy. Cars honked. People hurried. On his left wrist, he wore his father's old, cracked watch. On his right wrist, he wore the new one from Mr. Carter. His mother opened the door. Beta, why are you smiling so much? She asked. Eli hugged her. Because, Alma, he said softly, today, time finally stood with us. She laughed gently. Your father used to say that, she replied. Good time comes slowly, but it comes. Eli looked at both watches. Poor in money. Rich in heart. Far away, in his big apartment, Mr. Carter sat alone. He looked at an empty space on his wrist. No gold watch. Just a white mark where it once sat. On his table lay a piece of paper with words he had written for himself. Respect people. Before time teaches you how small you really are. He closed his eyes as a tear rolled down. Karma had done its work. Never judge someone by their clothes, their shoes, or their cheap watch. The real value of a person is in their heart, their honesty, and how they treat others. One day, time will test us all. And when that day comes, your money won't save you. Your character will. Have you ever seen someone behave like Mr. Carter in real life? If you were Eli, what would you do?